Hi friends, I'm Walker and welcome back to All About Nails, where we talk about vegan and cruelty-free nail polish. Today we are looking at the Lights Lacquer Polished Gems collection. This was their winter 2019 collection. We're going to be looking at some comparisons, some dupes to try to show you what other polishes I have in my collection that are similar to these so that you can figure out if they have a home in your collection. If you haven't seen my last swatch and review yet, I posted it quite a while ago, back in December, but I will put a link up here in the card so you can feel free to check that out. Alright, first I'm going to look at Citrine, and this one is this kind of very pretty like yellow gold metallic, and I'm going to compare it to two Zoyas that I have in my collection. This one is Goldie, and this one is another kind of yellow gold metallic, and then I have Brooklyn, which I don't think is close, obviously, so I'm not going to swatch this one. I'll swatch these two, but I just want to show you this to kind of show how much green is in here. It is so different. It is a really unique gold, which is kind of neat, so I'll swatch these two. Alright, so after swatching them, I will say I think that this one is a little bit more green. Goldie is a little bit more of that yellow gold. They have slightly different undertones. I personally don't wear this color often. It's not really a finish that I love and not really a color that I think is super flattering on my skin tone. So I probably, wouldn't need both of these. I mean, I'm going to hold on to both of them because I like both of these brands and I want to collect both of these brands. But if you're just trying to decide if this one fits in your collection, if you already have Goldie, you may not need them both, but I think this one is definitely unique. It has a lot more of that green in here, so it's kind of hard to tell. It also has a little bit of like a silver shimmer, which I don't get a ton of on the nails, but that's definitely also missing from Goldie, so that would be another reason to set it apart. Alright, so this is the only polish that I'm not going to do a comparison for. I'm not going to do a live swatch comparison, that is. This one is the lovely Smoky Quartz. I love that copper shimmer in there. Oh my goodness, this is one of my favorites from the collection. And here I have Rosie from their last collection, which was the Girl Power collection. And then I pulled out Cafe Disco from Kale Polish, just in case that's helpful. They're super different. I have nothing like this one. It is really lovely, really just this like deep taupey gray with that copper shimmer. I absolutely adore Smoky Quartz. I'm not gonna live swatch it because I think you can see how different these are, but yeah, I hope that if you didn't already love Smoky Quartz, maybe you love it even more now. Okay, next up is Alexandrite, and this one is the really pretty kind of purple blue flash. It's like got that shift in here. It's really, really nice. I just had to turn up my brightness so that you can actually see these colors because they just all have such stunning kind of depth to them and you couldn't really see it before. So I'm going to show you this. This is Zoya's Isadora and Neve, and I think Neve is not close, but it was kind of the, I don't know, like shifty blue purple. Isadora is probably a little bit closer with this like purple base and blue shimmer. These are honestly the closest that I had. I didn't have anything closer, so I'll show you them. It'll probably be more just to kind of give you a better look at Alexandrite than it is to actually find a dupe. This one was super unique in my collection. Really, really nice. So let's look at those live swatches. I guess the closest one is Isadora, but obviously these are not dupes. They're very different, but hopefully that gives you a little bit of a sense of kind of what the base is like in Alexandrite. It is pretty lovely, but pretty different from my friend Isadora over here. Okay, next up we're going to look at Emerald, and I'm going to compare Emerald to Kale Polish Central Park. I'm going to compare it to Zoya Danica and Palette Polish Nori. And I picked Nori. It's kind of a dark green color, but it has a little bit of a blue undertone. It's not like a dark green that has a yellow undertone like I would say Central Park is. These two are pretty different. They're both dark green, but you can see Central Park has a little bit more yellow. Palette Polish Nori has a little bit more blue. So I pulled them both out. I definitely think that Nori is closer to Emerald, so I'm going to pull out Central Park. I just want to show you, in case you were a Kale Polish fan, and show you how different these two are. And then these three do look pretty similar, you know, at least related. Danica looks a little bit more blue in this light, and Emerald looks a little bit more green, but I'm going to swatch these three. Alright, so I actually think that Nori and Danica looked pretty close on the nails because they're both pretty dark, but I will say Emerald looked super unique for me. It was a bit more green. I think these colors are really hard to capture on camera, so I think on camera it looked closer to these than it does in real life. In real life, this one was pretty distinct. Danica was a bit more blue. I do love both of these. I will say I wore Emerald at the beginning of January, and I got no staining. I mean, when I removed it, I wasn't super careful, and I got a little bit, like, you know, on the edges of my sidewalls here, like around my nail, but I didn't get any staining on my nail. I did wear a base coat. I always wear base coat, but I didn't get any staining, whereas Danica has given me some staining in the past. My nails don't usually stain too bad, so it's not a huge deal, but Danica has definitely given me a little bit of staining. Emerald, I wore it for, I don't know, 2 or 3 days, and I didn't get any staining, so I'll just point that out in case you love Danica, but you're looking for something that's a little less permanent. Okay, oh my goodness, this one is so fun. This one is Amethyst. It is the non-holographic polish that Kathleen released in this collection. I don't know about you, but that looks pretty hollow to me. I have Cirque Colors Amethyst, so 2 Amethyst, and then I have Zoya Finley and Zoya Aurora. Aurora is much warmer, so I'm actually not gonna live swatch this one for you, but it is so pretty. I love all of these polishes, but this one is much warmer, so it's not as close as these two, which I think are a little bit closer in terms of that, like, deeper, kind of cooler toned purple base. Neither of them look perfect, but I think Aurora I can definitely pull out. Okay, so I do think I understand what Kathleen means about this one not being a holographic. I think it's more of like a cream with hollows in it because it's definitely much more opaque. You got a very different look on the nails than you did with either of these. These are both very jelly. Amethyst from Cirque and also Finley from Zoya are both very jelly. So although the colors are similar, you just get such a different finish here. I do think Amethyst is unique in my collection. Do I need 3 like cooler toned purple holographic polishes? I don't know. I do think that they're all pretty different. Finley is probably closer to Cirque Colors Amethyst than it is to Lights Lacquer Amethyst, so I do think Lights Lacquer Amethyst is definitely unique in my collection. Okay, next up we have Ruby. This is the last one we're gonna look at, and Ruby has that really lovely kind of oxblood red base with those red, pink, I think they're mostly red, glitters in there. And this one was a little controversial because you don't get a lot of those glitters on the nail. In 3 coats, I see a little bit of them, but there's not a lot of them. So I don't really have anything with those glitters, but I do have some other oxblood reds from Zoya. So I thought I would pull them out just to show you. We are looking today at Sam and Claire. And I think these are the closest that I have to the base color. I tried looking at all of my polishes, and I think these are the 2 closest. All right, so I think that when you build Ruby up in 3 coats, it is way deeper than either of these. I really think this one's unique in my collection, both in the base coat color, which surprised me, shocked me, to be honest, but also with those glitters. Again, you don't really see the glitters. This was my least favorite from the collection, so I don't think that I have a dupe here, but I would say I kind of like both of these because you get a little bit more red on the nails. This one is super, super deep, so I think it's up to you, you know, how unique this one is in your collection, obviously, but it was pretty unique in mine, but it doesn't really change my opinion of this polish. It's still not really my favorite. All right, friends, I will say that these two are the two most unique in my collection. I love Emerald still, definitely probably my favorite polish from this collection, but I did have some others that were somewhat similar, so I think the most unique are Smoky Quartz and Alexandrite. Let me know down below which is your favorite from this collection. Did any comparisons surprise you? Were there any that you thought were going to be closer than they actually were? Let me know. I love to hear from you as always, and I hope you'll consider subscribing so that we can sit down and hang out and chat about nail polish again sometime. Awesome. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!